20 diaries, and they've really helped to express my thoughts and my feelings, and especially when I've kind of lost my way, it's like an old friend that I turn to, so I find that writing is really therapeutic. And recently I've been completing a creative writing certificate at U of T, and the title of my memoir is called Our Reflections Are Not in the Mirror. And it kind of shows that, your reflection, you look at yourself and you see flaws, but really we're all mirrors of each other. And, our souls and our hearts are connected and they're the same. And so sometimes when you're feeling down, you just have to look at the face of a friend and, you know that same love is within you. And sometimes if you don't feel it yourself, it'll flow from the other person, and that's how we all support each other, and it's really important. So I came down from Ottawa for this, to support this project. Yeah. Speaking of which, since I've been in Ottawa, I've noticed, the same issues all around Canada and in Ontario is that there's a shortage of mental health workers and counselors and psychiatrists. In Ottawa, you can't get a psychiatrist at all. And so, it just makes me think that there's so many people suffering, there's not resources, it should really be covered. Counselors are so expensive, so there's a lot of people that reach out for help, which is in itself a hard thing to do, and then they're faced with a long wait list. And so I think, we need to really do more about that. Like somebody mentioned on the panel, comedy is a really effective tool to help with mental health, and I was part of a program called Laughing Like Crazy by the Mood Disorders Association of Ontario. And so we did like a 3-month stand-up comedy course, and we were able to use some of our experiences and express them. And so I'll share one of the jokes with you. I think it was my opening one. It was years ago, so hopefully I remember it. Of all the things that I've been diagnosed with, GAD, SAD, PTSD, my mother is most concerned with the disorder that's plagued me my entire life. It's called SINGLE. Now, she says that I can be cured, but only by an Indian doctor. So, that program really helped, and go on. It turns around, some experiences and helps you connect with other people and to laugh about it, and so there's resources like that I think are really important. As well, meditation and spirituality has helped me a lot. I connected with watching videos of a guru named Sadhguru, and I started doing his meditations, and I found that it's really transformed my life. And I think there's so much out there, but you really have to choose something and stick to it. And if you spend too much time kind of saying, oh, wow, I should try this Reiki, and I should try these supplements, and I should do this, you're going to be all over the place. You kind of have to have a practice so that you can have faith in the practice, and then let it go. You don't have to hold on to your pain all the time. You can live your life. So those kinds of things have helped for me. I was, in 2009, I started experiencing muscle spasms throughout my body, and I went from doctor to doctor, and I was misdiagnosed as having dystonia, which is a neurological disorder. And so I took all these medications, and I watched these videos. I thought my life was over, that I'm going to be in a wheelchair, and my body was really it was kind of gyrating, and I found it hard to walk, and I had vertigo. And eventually they figured out that it was actually emotional trauma and stress that had manifested in this way. And so, that was kind of hard. And I started to blame myself, thinking, oh, well, get it together, you don't really have a real diagnosis. And I kind of turned on myself when compassion was most needed. So, just make sure that you're kind to yourself and you reach out for help. And I don't believe that, if you have some kind of mental health issue like depression or anxiety, that you have to suffer from it forever. There's ways beyond it, and you can look back and think, we all go through pain, but it doesn't have to define you. So I think there's lots of hope. Thank you.